Greetings, everyone. We are live again. Dynast Amir, search for who family. Do y'all like my throwback Grambling African American Collegiate Alliance situation? I'm gonna get the Jackson State one with the hood. I'm gonna rock that, on the show.
That's fresh.
But
where you get that from?
it's AACA.com. I think it's
send me a website. I'm gonna buy it.
Yeah,
that's fresh right there.
There you go. African American Collegiate Alliance. That's the site situation right there, y'all. That's the site right there. That is the site. Bam, right there. So, welcome everyone. Thank you so much for joining. Like, share, subscribe. Also, hit that like button. Please hit that like button. I did say like, share, subscribe, so I already said that. And hit that subscription bell. The bell. Make sure you click on that so you can stay up to date in regards to what's going on with Search for a Huru. Also, tour Sierra Leone. We are rolling here in a couple weeks. If you want to roll, hit me up. Make sure you hit me up ASAP if you're trying to roll. Citizenship is available to those who qualify. Without further ado, we got my brother from the same city as me. He from the other side of the tracks, though, where they real ghetto and hood and like to shoot and do all that stuff. I'm just happy this brother made it out. I don't know how this brother made it from North Sac, Del Paso Heights, Grant High School to damn Poland and now Uganda, but he did it. He did it. We are so proud of this brother. We're so proud of him for everything he's doing in the manosphere. Our brother, Oshay, Duke, Jackson with the damn Vladi Divac, Sacramento Kings, the color 2001 playoffs curtains that they was giving out when when you showed up to the game. You'll get some curtains, and O'Shea went to the games. He's a season ticket holder, and he got his curtains, so he has them hanging in the background. So shout out, y'all, everybody, welcome brother O'Shea Duke Jackson to the show. And tonight we're just gonna chop it up. I mean, two brothers,
right, from
Sacramento, California. Now I'm from South Sac, so we better than the cats from North Sac. We much better, much more civilized and all that good stuff. So who would have ever thought that two brothers from Sacramento, from Sac Town, would be focused on the continent of Africa? Who would have thought that? But anyways, O'Shea, I'm gonna let you go ahead and introduce yourself.
What's up? My name is O'Shea Duke Jackson. You know what I mean? Del Paso Heights 95838. You know what well, you know how we do.
The gang sign.
You know what I'm saying? Throwing it up. Shout out to L Street. What's up? 3800 block. You know what I mean? No, but I wasn't involved in none of that stuff. But yeah, I'm from Del Paso Heights, north side of Sacramento. And so my brother was one of the best athletes in our time. I was a year older than him, so we all knew about him. He represented our city very well. He wasn't as good, unfortunately, as Ontario Smith, but
lies.
But Ontario Smith is, according to Sacramento Bee, Ontario Smith is the second best athlete to ever come out of Sacramento. I don't remember,
Sacramento
but anyway,
some haters.
But yeah, man, my brother, he has done a really good job. I was able to get back up with him on YouTube, and I was really impressed by the things that he was doing. I had not been to Africa, but once I decided, actually, I saw what he was doing. I've made the trip now 16 times since 2017. He's been very, 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 very motivational to me in my development. If it wasn't for him inspiring me, I would not have what I have today. So I do thank him. I owe him a lot of my gratitude. I always talk about him and Wody Maya, who really helped me go to the next level. Two brothers, and I love them for it. And So for all African Americans that have doubts about going to Africa like I did before, and have some negative things to even say about it, people like Dynast Amir. He will basically get your mind right. And one of my best friends also is Dr. Ryan Cumby. I know you know who he is.
Shout out to Ryan Cumby, Dr. Dentist.
Yeah, that's my brother, man. That's one of my best friends. In fact, before I came
classmate, Sacramento,
he cleaned my teeth. I haven't talked to him in a minute, but he was a good.
I hope you paid that brother extra.
Right, I'm still looking good to this day. So shout out to Dr. Cumby, that went to Christian Brothers also. So yeah, so I just want to thank you for having me, and I'm really interested to get into this, and maybe some people that also from the African American community and neither one of us had contacted anybody, and we had like some friends from Africa that we both know, but we didn't really know anybody till we got there. So I wanted to talk about it, and hopefully inspire somebody else to make the decision to connect with the larger African community. And so it's a life changer if you do it well.
Yes, sir, guys. Hit that like button. Do you know Charles Young and Matt Coakley? I don't know. I don't know Charles Young.
I don't know who those people are.
Yeah, I don't know.
God bless you.
Yeah, but shout out to Lil Mike, Love Over Evil. I'm from Midtown Oak Park. So, okay, we know you real ghetto. We know you from Oak Park. You real ghetto. Yeah, we know you real. But Oak Park is gentrified as hell now. See, the only place they have not gentrified in Sacramento yet is El Paso Heights.
I'm telling you, you already know how
they have not gentrified El Paso Heights yet. That just lets you know. That just lets you know they have not gentrified the El Paso Heights yet, but they completely gentrified Oak Park. Well, I'm sorry. That would be east of Martin Luther King is still ghetto. But on the other side of Martin Luther King, like you headed to Sac City College, that's been gentrified. But east of Martin Luther King, that's still ghetto. Between MLK and Stockton Boulevard, it's still ghetto. You got to still hide your wife, hide your kids. But on the other side, you good to go. Like you can walk to Oak Park Market now at nighttime. You can walk. Okay. You can walk to Oak Park Market at night and get your chillings. Me and my mom used to pull up to Oak Park Market. No, the true story. Oak Park Market was the only spot where you could get cooked chitlins. So back when I was eating that stuff, me and my mom on Sundays would pull up to Oak Park Market. We had to make sure it was Sunday around 11 a.m. when O'Shea's cousins would sleep, not tearing shit up. We had to pull up to Oak Park Market and get some chitlins. Them chitlins was fire. Right. Them chitlins was fire. But O'Shay, tell us, so how has the experience been? In fact, let me back up. So this is how I found O'Shay. I was on YouTube. This is back in like 2017, I believe. It was 2016 or 2017.
Yeah, it's like that. Yeah.
And I was watching these videos of this brother just doing his videos. And I remember he did a video on Marquise Brown Lee, I think. I'm like, why Black women probably wouldn't date or pass Marquise.
Marquise Brown Lee
for Pookie and Ray Ray. And I was just watching them. And then I watched another video and the brother said he's from Sacramento. I'm like, oh, damn. I'm like, oh, shit, he's from Sac, my same hometown. Right. So I sent him an email. I forgot how I got in contact with him. And then
it was on Facebook. It was so funny. We all had the same friends because I went to Christian Brothers too just a year before you. And I went back to Grant. But I knew who you were. I'm like, Albert Hollis, like, yeah, bro, we got the same friends. And so, yeah. And I wasn't thinking about going to Africa at that time for the most part.
Right.
Yeah.
Here we go. Know y'all from Sac State camping on somebody. Respect to y'all, brothers. Just don't walk through the big park on y'all way to Oak Park Market. That park is gentrified, Liddell. There's white people jogging with their dogs, having a good time. What you talking about? Don't walk through the big park.
Well, Oak Park used to be a white neighborhood in the first.
It was a white neighborhood in the first place.
Yeah, and they just took it back to what it is.
Like I said, you can't. When you cross over MLK, headed east, that area in between Stockton, you still gotta watch your wife, watch your kids, hide your wife, hide your kids. So I reached out to O'Shay. I came on the show, and I remember O'Shay was talking shit about Nigerians or some Africans or something. I said, bro, have you visited yet? Have you even visited, step foot 10 toes down on the ground in Africa? And he was like, no. I said, well, you should go visit. Mm-hmm. And the brother went. Mm-hmm. And the brother's been going ever since.
Yeah.
And is making paper.
We don't want to tell nobody about that.
Ain't being dusty. You ain't in Africa being dusty, O'Shay.
Super dusty.
There'd be a lot of dustiness going on in Africa.
Yeah, it's dusty.
And sandal wearing, even though I wear sandals, ain't nothing wrong with sandals.
Oh my God. I'm not even.
But you can't be dusty and wearing sandals.
Yeah, I don't wear sandals. I ruined a lot of pair of Air Maxes out there, but it's true because we all had some friends. I don't want to originate name, but Richard, we just see him like so. I had African friends, but and I actually was very involved in the African community here in Europe. But I was getting caught up in that kind of ADOS versus kind of that beef was already kind of going. And then certain Africans that I had, some issues with, and I used to address that a lot all the time. You know what I mean, on my channel and stuff like that, some frustrations. But when you told me, oh man, you have these issues, and I did have African friends just like anybody else, but had you been? And I didn't. I have never been. And I never, and then when I stayed in Africa, especially last time for a year, and I had to experience the power outages and getting bit by the malarious mosquito bugs and seeing what the opportunities might have been from an African coming to America, because I didn't understand their side of the story. I only understood, all these Africans trying to disrespect us, little things like that. But when I went to Africa, I realized that number one, not everybody is the same, and sometimes it's hard not to believe that. But then also you have to understand that when Africans come to America, that they're looking for opportunity just like anybody else. And, and it's not their fault that they're coming to America. If they do well, they do it because, they're consistent. Anybody does well in America is consistent. And then the thing about being in America and growing up in Sacramento and in Compton, I grew up in LA too, is that you think that America is the all and be all. You know what I mean? Like if you're from Sacramento, you want to go to UC Davis, or you want to go to UC Davis Medical School, or you want to go to Stanford, and you want to go, you know what I mean? You want to do something. University of Georgia, Notre Dame. You dropped the bag on that. We ain't gonna talk about that right now. But I read that blog. But but you don't ever think about, like, oh, there's opportunities to do stuff with people in the diaspora. You just don't think that because, and I'm gonna tell you, like, when I come from Del Paso Heights, my parents taught me get out of Sacramento, get out of Del Paso Heights, number one, which is the right thing.
Get the hell out of Del Paso Heights.
Get out the Heights because there's nothing here for you, and go into the corporate world and do something. My parents, like literally 4 or 5 years ago, my mom cried when I told her I was going back to Uganda. She cried, like real tears. Don't go back. They're going to kidnap you. They don't like our people. You know what I mean? Like, they're going to kidnap you. That was the funniest lie ever too. But they're going to kidnap you, voodoo, and all the shit. And our parents, they kind of, when we was coming up at that time in the 80s and 90s.
Ignorant as hell.
Ignorant. They wasn't exposed to the world. And what they taught us was go into corporate America, you work a job, you get a pension, and that's it.
Work for the state.
Work for the state, right? My mom worked for similar things, and then you become a highly skilled professional, and then you die. Right. Well, what we found out by dealing in Africa was the world was bigger than Sacramento. It was bigger than California, and we found out that damn. The more people that we know and the more people that we can build value with in the Black diaspora, the more powerful we were, and how we needed to create allies. And then when I told my mom, when I experienced a lot of African friends who used to have like farms in Nigeria, they would tell me about this, like, oh, I got a goat farm in Nigeria. Like, goats? What the hell? You play with goats? Like, y'all are like, that's so primitive. But then you start figuring like, oh shit, like goat farming can make you $1 million. You don't know that when you're coming up. So what I found out is that our parents just didn't know what they was talking about. Our community just didn't know what they're talking about. And we had a lot of self-hatred towards, ourselves and the diaspora and things like that. And then now I'm trying to teach other African Americans like, hey, don't fall into that trap like I did for 30 years. Because I think if I would have had this mindset when I was like 21, 22, I would be furthermore developed. I would be more cultured, I'd be more reserved. I would be more of a complete man, but I'm still learning now, and I think that's the thing that I found out in the last 4 years.
Let's see here. Somebody said, "Why Black Americans only know America. O'Shea, why do we think America is the end all be all? Like, why is that? I know, of course, you brought up because we aren't exposed, lack of exposure, but I think that's a choice and an excuse.
It is an excuse. I mean, I think everybody believes, because if you look at our culture in America, and you look at when you look at what America has, the iPhone, Facebook, Google.
Hold on, let me interrupt the show. Shout out to Pooh, my ex-teammate at the University of Georgia, Big Pooh. Oh, stank breath, slew foot, knock knee. What else? What else? Pooh. Shout out to Pooh, y'all. Shout out to Pooh, everyone in the chat room. Shout out to Pooh, everyone. All right, go ahead, O'Shea.
Yeah, when you look at all the stuff, and then you see McDonald's, American entertainment, the hip hop music, all the colleges. If you look at the best colleges in the world, you Google them, it's Harvard, Princeton, Yale. Everything that you see that's doing well, the U.S. stock market, it's all here. And then when you talk to you see so many people, especially if you go to college in California. Like I graduated from Sac State. There's so many people that come from Somalia, that come from other places, and they talk about their stories about how they wanted to come to America, how America changed their life. So you start to listen to these immigrants that you talk to or you might meet, and they're like, man, this country is the best country in the world. So you believe that. And your parents make you to believe that. Your parents make you believe that, not only and you look at Africa, it was always feed the children, feed the homeless. It was war, it's Ebola, it's AIDS. So your family was like, listen, like, hey, those are not, we might have come from Africa, but we different from them. So, they over there and plus the Nigerian dude at my job, I don't like that nigga no way. Excuse my language, but that's how it was. Especially with my dad. Like, I don't like them. They don't like me that much. So, let's just keep it like that. So you kind of figure it's like, okay, yeah, we know that we have some sort of relationship with them genetically, but they're not our people. You know what I mean? And our people are, because they don't go to church with us. They don't live around us. We don't eat the same things. So same thing with some of the people like Haitians, Caribbeans. We understand that they have some relativity to us, but they're different. So we don't talk to them. It's cool. We see them, it's fine, but they're not our people.
So how the hell did you end up in Poland? Like, how did that happen? At all places, Poland.
Not getting into a U.S. medical school. You know what I mean? That's how I ended up here. So.
No, but you got your master's. Where'd you get you got your master's, right, O'Shea?
No, I graduated Sac State. I did a post-bac certificate program at the UC Berkeley Extension from 2010 to 2012.
He did UC Berkeley homeschooling.
No. But the UC Berkeley post-bac extension program is one of the most hardcore post-bacs to go into medical school in the country. You had students from Stanford University in there, man. You would have failed out. You were running back. So taking biochemistry, yeah, it was a program through the extension because that was a certificate program. Hell yeah, it was hard. It wasn't easy. Mm-hmm. Shit.
Okay, and then you went to Poland.
Yeah. I came here, but I came here like 3 years after that.
Okay. Mm-hmm. And you've been in Poland. How has the experience in Poland been?
It's been good. I don't relate it because when you're in Europe, now you're looking for those Black people that you would never talk to in America. That's the important part, because when you come to Europe, unless you're somewhere like, let's say, France, where it's popping. You've been there before, I'm pretty sure, right? You've been to France.
Not outside the airport, not outside Charles de Gaulle.
Okay, so if you're in France, where there's a lot of Blacks, or London, or the UK, maybe the Netherlands, you come to Poland, at the time, it's a very homogeneous population. So when you come to Poland, now it's not you're African American. You're not African American no more. Now you're just Black.
Right. You're
just Black from America. So now the Black community in that area in Europe is so powerful now, because so you meet people from like Nigeria, Zimbabwe, Ethiopia. Now all these people are your friends now. You're hanging out with them all the time. So when you throw an event, with, like, we did a Nigerian, the Nigerian Independence Day, which is first week of October, I believe.
October
1st. So I was the one, actually nobody knows that, but Blackest Night, no, I put like $2,000 towards that event here. Nobody knows it, but I did it. Right. So now I'm a part of the Nigerian community, or I'm a part of the Zimbabwean. It's huge here in Poland. So you start to understand, like, okay, I was looking at myself different from these people before, but the other people look at us all the same.
Right.
And that was the kind of connecting point. Like, we look at each other different, but the others, so like, people used to drive by, say racist things. Sometimes when I first got here, drive by, call you the N-word. Like, it don't happen no more, but it happened the first 1 year. And they don't know, like, oh, wait a minute, he's from California. Or, oh, wait a minute, he in medical school. They don't care, right? They just, you a black person. They don't want some people just think you just like, and it clicked like, oh, okay. So these other people look at us as the same people, even though we look at each other differently. So because of that, I need to be around these people and try to get along with them, since the others look at us as the same. And that's when it clicked.
Okay. What did you start YouTube? Like, and why? Like, I'm starting to ask questions I've been meaning to ask. So, when did you start the YouTube page and why?
But I'm reading some of these comments. I started YouTube, man, because I was bored. I wanted something to do. You know what I mean? Figured I'd give my opinion like anybody else. Didn't think nothing would come of it. But then you can make money on YouTube until wake the hell up, say, hey man, turn on your ads. And so, but that's what I coming on and talk about the black community issues, issues that I thought black men were having, and then I started that. I didn't take it serious so much so, but when I did, I started interacting with people, people that were from all different walks of life that was watching my stuff. People that federal judges emailing me like, yo, I watch your stuff. I was like, what? Wow. You're a fucking judge. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. But it was crazy.
Hey, Oshay, you've kind of toned it down, because back when I started watching, you was ghetto, like Del Paso Heights, rationing ghetto. You turned it down, Oshay.
A lot. Because I'm going to say, because, at that time, people, at that time when I was saying, which I don't take back what I was saying or how, I kind of took back maybe how I said certain things. But over time, as you get older and things like that, it's some things, like I said, like now I'm 40 now. It's some things in 35 I wouldn't do things I was doing when I was 35 I wouldn't do when I was 30. Right. So I've toned it down a lot because, number one, it's not going to change nothing. I think that's no matter how passionate you are, passionate about black people, passionate about a black community, people are going to do what they want to do. And the reality is that if you want people to take you serious, people need to see you being successful. So it's one thing to talk about Africa, but then to do something where you at. So I think that's the big thing now is less talking about stuff, more doing stuff.
Right.
And that's what I focus my efforts on now. I don't talk as much. I don't have as many opinions as I used to have. I just try to do what I got to do.
Somebody says, Nkrumah Toure says, I used to work in El Paso Heights, right on Branch Street by Mama Mark Park.
Mama Marks, yeah, Branch and Belden, baby. You already know what's up.
Hey, is that the park where the Kings donated the basketball court, and then you guys?
Yes, sir. And then they messed it up. It was done in 2 years.
We can't have nice things. We just can't have nice things. So Africa, Uganda. Why Uganda? Like out of all the countries, Oshay, when you said I want to go to Africa, I'm going to Uganda. Why Uganda?
So it's gonna sound petty, but it was Idi Amin. You know what I'm saying?
I fuck with Idi Amin. Okay, that ain't petty.
Idi Amin's story. And I was at the time. That's kind of when I was dealing with you, and I had a series called I was reviewing like black dictators, so like Sani Abacha, Nigeria, Milton Obote, Papa Doc in Haiti. So, but Idi Amin's story was just like it was crazy, right? And then like a lot of other places that I wanted to go, like in Nigeria, I felt like I would have set up there, but the problem was like it was kind of hard to. My schedule was so busy to go and get a Nigerian embassy interview and, take your checking account there. At the time, you had to go to Warsaw, which is about 3 hours from where I'm staying at now, and get an interview. Then you need to have a Nigerian citizen write you a letter and all this other stuff. So I just went to the places that was visa free, and then Uganda. I heard that the ladies was looking pretty good out there too. So that was so I went there. I actually didn't like it for the first 4 or 5 days, and in the last 2 or 3 days, I really liked it. It was so much so that I wanted to come back. The thing about the vibe in Africa, you got like one of the things like Studio Rupiella said, Africa got to be in your blood.
Right.
I think that's something that me and you share a passion for. It's in our blood. Some people I have an older brother. My brother's half Nigerian. He don't really like it like that. He loved LA, but for me, I love Africa. I love the music that's on the street. I love the busyness. The people just walking real. I love everything about it. Like it's something I'm passionate about, and it's something I sleep. I breathe it. You know what I mean? Right. It's in me. I never knew I had that, but once I went, I was hooked. Kenya, Tanzania, Rwanda. I just love it. I love interacting.
South Africa too, right? You went to South Africa.
Oh, I love South Africa, and then I'm a piano that music, the South African house and Mambo Nang. Oh my God, I love Johannesburg. Like it is my favorite place in the world. I would literally live there.
I'm gonna give South Africa another chance. I'm gonna go back.
Oh man, it's the truth, man. It's the truth. Like, and it's so different.
I'm about to ask, okay, because I asked you. You ask me all the time. How's the booties out there? Like
which one? Which place?
In South Africa. How's the booties out there?
Like, I'm gonna say like this.
Was there fat asses all over South Africa? Like I was in Joburg.
Yeah, of course. You know what I mean? Like South Africa.
Because I was in Cape Town and Durban, I really didn't see. In Cape Town and Durban, I really didn't see nothing.
You didn't see nothing in Durban? I heard Durban they're working with something.
No, I didn't see nothing. I was in Cape Town and Durban, I didn't see nothing.
Yeah, it's working with something out there. But I think the thing about South Africa is like South Africa is different than any place else that you can go. Like if you go to Uganda and Kenya, Uganda is different, but Kenya is similar to Uganda in certain ways. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Like it has similarities, but South Africa is nothing like that. It's staying alone by itself. The nightlife, like if you even listen to South African music, Zimbabwe music is similar, but South African amapiano house music is just a complete different culture. The way they dance, the way they move, you know what I'm saying? And then it's like a mixture between like, if you go like the Mall of Africa, you know what I mean? Santon City Square, the way they do things is just, they style, the way they dress, the stuff they do. It's just, and they just South Africans is like real hype. You know what I mean? They kind of, like East Africans are more reserved. They're not really hype like that, Tanzania, but like South Africans kind of remind you of African Americans, how they get down. They real hype. You know what I'm saying?
So you ain't been in Nigeria.
Yeah, I definitely know Nigerians is, come on now. Like they are people. So we know they're going to be like us. You know what I mean? We like them. So we already know they're going to be like that. But South Africans is like, the way they do everything is different from everybody else. I've never been to a place before. Because if I was to go to Nigeria, I see a lot of us and them because we similar. But I don't see that in South Africans. South Africans is completely a whole different vibe, and it's authentic. Like, I don't think that South Africa is trying to be anybody. Like, of course, they influenced by what we do, but their own style and the way they play their music and the way they do things, it's not like nobody else. So when you're there, you feel completely like, oh my God, you know what I mean?
Hold on, I'm trying to pull up this video that I saw the other day of like a South African nightclub, and then and when I saw it, I'm like, you know what? I gotta give South Africa another chance. But keep going. I'm trying to pull up the video.
Man, listen, dude. I said this is a true story. I'm in the club, right, live, and there was a young lady I was dating. I was dating her in like 2000. In fact, I was on the way to see, because Woody Maya was in Kenya at the time. So Woody Maya called me. He like, look, you need to come down here right now. I got Dr. Mumbi on deck. Like, yo, you need to wrap that trip up. Come to Kenya right now. So I'm chilling with the girl I was dating. I was crazy about her, right? So we somewhere in Santon, and this dude come in, break dancing with like an Inspector Gadget cloak coat, like one of them like dun, 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 So nigga come into the club, he start just gigging, you know what I mean? Like, he was like, it's just hella funny, right?
Right.
So I'm looking at this nigga. This dude is just gigging all over the place in his hot ass coat. This is summertime, though. You know what I mean? He just right. So I stop what I'm doing, and I'm watching this nigga.
And you start gigging too. And you start gigging too.
No, I didn't want to. No. So he had an afro and some glasses. So I'm watching the nigga dance, and all of a sudden he opened up his coat, and while he dancing, this nigga selling drugs, like right in the club, right? So I'm like, I'm watching this dude, and the girl I'm with was like, "Hey, you got 200 rand?" I'm like, "Why?" She's like, "I want to buy some weed from him." So I give her the money, right? So he just dancing, and he just come in and get the little money, and he just give her the drugs or whatever, right? And the dude had all kind of pockets. So the security came, right? So I'm like, and I'm talking about we in a nice ass club. I'm like, yeah, man, they about to get him, right? Security come, look at him. He look at the security guard. He's like, just start shaking hands. What's up, bro? How you been? I'm sitting here watching this shit. This is like right. Everybody's seeing this.
Right.
This nigga selling drugs all through the motherfucking club. He got this person. Then he danced the fuck out. Like the same way he came in. Like boop, boop,
right.
Boop, boop. It was like a movie. I'm sitting here watching this shit. This nigga that made about $500 in about 5 minutes dancing and selling drugs, and he was out. Boop. I said, man, this is my shit right here. This is corruption to the first degree. I've never seen nothing like that in my life to this day.
So here's my shit right here. So I saw this. Let me share the screen real quick. I saw this, and I'm like, you know what? I'm going to South Africa. Hey, guys, hit that like button. Don't be stingy with them likes. Please hit that like button. Hold on one second. Let me pull this up real quick. Here we go. Hold on one second. Hold on. This right here was like, man, I got to go to South Africa. I got to go. Hold on.
Yeah, man. It's like that too. It's like that. All day. That's probably the club I was drinking in, watching the dance and sell drugs. I'm telling you, and it'd be lit like that.
One more time.
I'm telling you, it's true.
Yeah, so I might be back in South Africa soon.
Man, listen, it'd be so lit, like all the time. You know what I mean?
Okay, there we go. Okay, there we go. That's enough.
They be super hype. Hold on.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So you gotta. Yeah, so we gotta go to South Africa. I gotta go. I'm going.
I love it, man. And the thing is, like, I love everything about, like. So I haven't been to worse outside of Joburg, but Joburg, man, is just like, at any given time, it's kind of like. Oh, let me say this. It's kind of like living like in DC. You know, when I lived in DC, where like in any moment, anything could pop off, like anything. You know what I mean? Like it's rough too. So like one day I'm in the Seattle's Best Coffee, right? I'm in there in Santon. So, and you know, anybody been to Nelson Mandela Square? It is beautiful. You been there before?
No, like Joburg, I really didn't see the city. That's why I gotta go back.
So yeah. So anybody that been to Nelson Mandela Square, like, you know, there's the Trump's restaurant, and there's, you know, what's the one, Hard Rock Cafe. So anyways, I'm in there at Seattle's Best, and I'm in there with my laptop and stuff, and then, you know, on my laptop bag or whatever. And this, you know, this is Santon, so this is nice.
Mm-hmm.
So the dude come, security guard like, look, hey man, you need to put your bag like move to the back of the rows. He said, because at any given time somebody can come in and just take your shit and just run.
Right.
Like, we had a nice place. This is like Beverly Hills. And then, dude, the police officers, like, this is another story. 2018 in June, I came, right? I came from Tambo, and I had met this chick at the airport. So I told her, like, look, you know, as soon as I came off the flight, I was flying Air France. I was looking good. So, she wanted to talk to me because, your boy from Del Paso Heights. That's what we do.
Right.
But so he came through, whatever. So after work, she came and we went to Hard Rock Cafe, and we got at the time it was called Taxify, but it's boat.
Right.
So we coming out. Yeah, so we coming back, going back towards Santa Sky, and the police get on us. Woo, right? So we there. This is the first day I'm there. It's the first time I'm there in South Africa. They pull the car over. 2 dudes come out the trucks. And dude was like, yeah, everybody, let me see your ID. So I left my ID. I had my ID, but my passport was in the hotel. So dude was like, yeah, man, it's California ID, man, but we don't give a damn about that, man. Where's your passport? I'm like, officer, my passport is in the thing. He's like, we're going to take you to jail, man. Like, come on, let's go. I'm like, what? So the girl was like, nah, y'all out there. I was like, yo, just chill. Whatever. I'm scared as hell, right? Dude was like, yeah, man, we're going to take you and bring you to the station. I'm like, man, what I got to do? So the dude told me, go in the car and talk to my homeboy. So I went to the car and talked to the dude. I'm like, what I got to do? He's like, yeah, man, I'm going to need about 1,000 rand. No, at first I was like, I give 200, but I didn't really know what it was. So the dude patted my pockets, right? I got $4,000 in cash, USD on me. He was like, yeah, man, I'm gonna need about 1,000 rand. At the time, that was about $85. I'm like, bro, I just got in here. He's like, yeah, man, but I hate to have to kill her brother. You know what I'm saying? Over the nonsense. You know what I mean? I wanted to shoot somebody. I'm like, you gonna shoot me? Yeah, it's the first time.
And the police, this is in South Africa?
Yes, the first time. I'm like, bro, this is what you gonna do to me? He's like, so I'm like, all right, man, I'm gonna pay you. So I paid him. Then all of a sudden, oh man, you gotta tell me about Cali, man. Is it lit out there? Man, what's the girls like, man? Like they changed up completely, right? The nigga asked for my phone number. I swear to God. The dude called me like a day later. Hey man, you want to go to the club? This dude just robbed me. Oh man, I gotta go to sleep. I swear to God, man. He's like, yeah, man, I'm about to come to San Kai. We're gonna go to the club tonight, man. I'm gonna take you around. Like all the shit. That nigga just robbed me. You know what I'm saying? Like, but that was my first time ever. So I was like, man, I had to make a choice. Like, man, but I kind of liked it. I was like, oh yeah, this is that corruption. This is the Africa I've been looking for. You know what I'm saying? But ever since then, I've been coming back. So yeah, he got me though. He was like, yeah, man, I hate to have to shoot you or something, man. I'm like, come on, bro, you gonna shoot me for real?
So the police officer told you that in the police car, he hate to have to shoot you.
Yeah, man, I didn't really know, like, you know what I'm saying? So he got me about $80 or whatever. So then he called me He called me like a day later. Like, yeah, man, we should hit the club, man. He started asking me all about Cali. Yeah, man, is it really cold out there? Is it what the girls look like, man? I'm trying to come through, brother. I'm like, man, nigga, you corrupt, man. But it was cool though. I wasn't tripping. I didn't go report him or anything. You feel me? I was, but ever since then I liked it though. I've been going back. I never talked about that for the most part, but I thought it was funny.
All right, guys, hit that like button. We're going to go ahead and open up the lines because we know Brother Oshay Dude Jackson's time is limited. So links in the chat room. Go ahead and click on that link so you could call in. Again, click on that link so you can call in. Now, Oshay, tell us about your project in Uganda. Tell us about Ken Ganda, your other.
All right, so what Ken Ganda does, and I know some of the people have seen it, but basically we are a social media, outlet. It has improved over time, but what we've been doing is trying to, connect, because I'm African American, so it's easy for me to connect to the African American community, and then to Africa, let them see what's on the ground. Because I know people in Africa, you want to see what's on the ground, so we make a lot of conscious efforts to do that. So we show a lot of the farming that's there. We show a lot of the different industries that's. We're the number one producer of agribusiness content in Uganda. We don't do stuff like tours and things like that, but we try to produce content that's a little bit more liberal. Sometimes it's about dating. We do interviews with people like yourself, people that, influencers. And basically for people that want to, let's say, make the move to Uganda or make the move to Africa, we try to be like, okay, well, what would your life be like? How many trips would you have to make? What are the friendships and connections that you need to make? How much time would it take? So those are some of the questions that we try to answer. I have a really good playlist called the Dear African American playlist. How to deal with things in Uganda, how to ship things, certain things. Like shout out to Black Market. This is funny because he's from Sacramento too. I've been knowing him for a long time.
So what's his name? Cedric Singleton.
Cedric Singleton.
So Cedric Singleton.
He used to live across the street from us on Main Street. What'd you say?
I thought he's from South Sac. I thought he's from Garden Block.
No. Cedric Singleton is actually from Columbus, Ohio, but he moved to Sacramento to come to Sacramento State.
Okay.
He about like 60 years old. So I just saw him last month, and I've been knowing him all my life. So he bought his first house in Del Paso Heights in the 80s, and he used to live across the street from my grandma. So that's my older brother, big brother. So we've been knowing him. He's been a part of our family for 30-something years. So when he was in Uganda, I was like, Cedric Singleton in Uganda. So just things like that, how to basically do stuff in Africa, because a lot of African Americans, we come from the inner city, so we don't really know about like farming or what things can be built there or what kind of service industries can be established there. So people that are interested. So I try to bridge that gap and try to talk about it through my experience. We have a really good team that does that. And it's getting better. We got a lot of good production in Kinganda. We've gotten a lot of the local farmers grants because of our productions. People have gotten scholarships to fly to China, Ghana. We've covered everything from poultry producing with a lot of people. We're starting the first Africa's agribusiness podcast on the continent, which is coming soon. So we're just trying to bridge that gap for the diaspora to have tangible solutions of how you can get to Africa.
Okay, guys, links in the chat room again. Click on that link, and also make sure you go subscribe to Kinganda. Guys, please go subscribe to Kinganda. Links in the chat room. If you'd like to call in, click on that link, call in. We'll keep Brother Oshay on for about another 19 minutes. That brother, he ain't got shit to do anyway. So we might keep him on for another 2 hours. Like I was talking to somebody yesterday, and I told him, I was like, look, I can't be doing these 2-3 hour long live streams no more. 2 hours is the longest you'll get out of me. And I was telling them how when we used to do the Rumble with the Sunday Night Rumble.
Oh yeah, it used to be lit.
I remember one time we was on that shit for 5 hours. Okay.
But it'd be fun though, you know what I mean?
And it went by so fast though. But we were literally on that show for 5 hours.
That's when Black
Josie Gold, go ahead. Unmute yourself. Josie Gold, unmute yourself.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Can you hear me?
You're in and out.
Yeah, look, I want to apologize.
Brother, we can't hear you, man.
Yeah, can you hear me now?
Yeah. That's a little bit better. Go ahead.
What?
Yeah. We can hear you.
Go ahead.
Yeah, look, I wanted to apologize to Oshay. Yeah, I wanted to apologize to Oshay over what happened to him over here in South Africa with the police situation and all. It's not something I've heard about. On behalf of all South Africans, Oshay, sorry. It's not something that I've heard about.
It was
before,
funny.
So yeah, and I wanted
yeah,
to say, look, man, I really like your channels. Nah, man, that's something like that should not be happening, especially in this day and age. So yeah, sorry about that. And I also wanted to say, look, Oshay, I've been watching you for a minute now on both your channels, the Oshay Duke Jackson channel and the Kinganda channel. They're great channels. Keep doing what you're doing. Yeah, thank you. Peace.
Thank you, brother. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. Thank you so much. And that was a funny rob that right there. That wasn't that bad. I thought that was funny. You know what I mean? So got to give it to him for the corruption. You know what I'm saying?
All right, we'll take a couple more callers. Click on that link, guys. You want to call in and apologize for Oshay. Apologize to Oshay. You're more than welcome to call in and apologize. Tour. Guys, tour Sierra Leone. We're leaving in 2 weeks. Literally, we're leaving in 14 days. Come and join us in Sierra Leone. And guys, I'll be announcing the rest of the tour dates for 2022. Damn, it's already 2000. Man, Oshay, it's already 2022, bro.
I know, man.
God, golly, shit.
You still can't read, but but now let me say this, man. Like, the thing about like what Sierra Leone is doing, that's amazing. Like, to be honest, a lot of people, just to be able to get citizenship, if you can do it and operate on the continent. I try to tell people, especially people from the African American community, like I used to talk I still talk a lot of shit about everybody in general, But then I used to talk a lot of shit about Africa, like, man, y'all over in America, and it was just like, damn, I wasn't really thinking about, the value that you can bring to them and the value that we all could bring to one another. And, I've seen those kind of divisions, and especially in the African community, Igbo, Hausa, stuff like that. So I've actually sat back and, I watch Focus on Liberia. I see those all the time. Like I watch a lot of African content. But, okay, go ahead, brother.
Romy Pesto, go ahead.
What's up, y'all? How y'all doing? I just want to say, keep doing what y'all doing, guys, with y'all channels, and hopefully you guys are successful in everything you do. That's all I gotta say. I'm out.
Yeah, all right, thank you, brother. I appreciate that, brother. Appreciate you, brother Rami. Okay. It's my brother right there.
What's up, Gina? Go ahead.
Hey, you too. I got a question for Mr. O'Shea Duke Jackson. When are you coming to West Africa? We tired of these excuses. You haven't made it out to the West yet.
Okay.
So I just got to call you out. You know what I'm saying?
See, let me just say this. Okay, so this is the problem that I have with West Africa. It's not that I don't want to come, but it's like it's a lot of things that you got to do. Like, for example, let's say if you want to go to like Liberia, you want to go to Nigeria or Ghana. So where I'm at,
let me stop you right there. O'Shea, I can get you visa on arrival in Nigeria. Sierra Leone is visa on arrival as well.
Yeah, but you just told me that about 2 weeks ago. You just told me about that recently. I didn't know that. Okay. But the other places like Ghana,
everywhere else on except for Senegal. So I'm gonna tell you right now, Senegal, Gambia, Sierra Leone, Togo.
Aren't those all visa on arrival? Yeah.
So, but see, the thing about
Nigeria is not visa on arrival, but I can get you visa on arrival.
Nigeria, don't joke with that. But Dynast is a prince out there, so you got the hook up. But Nigeria don't play around with the visa process. Trust me for that. Same for Ghana, but we waiting for you out here in West Africa. Shay, we ready for the Kinganda movement over here.
Listen, we used to, I'm real close with African superstars, so we used to talk about how I was never gonna come to Ghana. I was like, nah, I ain't never coming out there. But no, I want to come now. I like what, I like what Ghana is doing. Seem like people are really thriving out there. Just a lot of the infrastructure that they got going on. I'm seeing what they're doing, and just Ghana is just doing really good, stable. In comparison to a lot of.
I mean, but Dynast has really been illuminating Sierra Leone. I really never had a lot of interest, but it's beautiful, so eventually I need to get out there and check that out as well. But I just called to troll on you a little bit.
I'm gonna call you after this, so you
it's late as hell.
You gonna be up, but Royda, anyway. You met Royda, right? Royda Ure.
Yeah. I've seen some of her videos out there.
Yeah, Dynast. So Royda, I was supposed to be Liberia a long time ago, but no, I'm really gonna make the case to come to West Africa. I really think that like Dynast was telling me that West Africa is a different experience than being in East Africa.
It is.
So that's what I want to experience.
It's so lit. Both of us, we Dynast and I, we've been to. You haven't been out to Egypt, have you yet, Dynast? Have you been up to the north?
I haven't been. I have no.
Yeah, but you've been out east and down south. So yeah, but West Africa is its own vibe, like kind of what you were saying about SA. West Africa is this whole own vibe.
Yeah, South Africa is. I really love South. Like that's the thing. Like and the thing about West Africa is I heard the nightlife is pretty decent, and then it's a lot of. And it's a big diaspora. So yeah, y'all, I'm gonna come out there and but I hope it'll hit me with that fake COVID test at the Ghana airport. I heard about that, but
$150 for COVID.
Yeah.
Not for you, Dynast. You got Echo. If you got Echo, it's only $50 for Echo. Passports.
They just changed it recently.
Again?
Yeah.
No, they just lowered it to $50 if you have an Echo's passport. I came in, when I was there last year, well, actually this year in January.
Yeah, I had to pay the $150 when I recently traveled in too. It hurt me. It hurt a lot. I'm hoping that they adjust. That is really ridiculous. But anyway, I'm gonna let y'all go. Enjoy your show, and safe travels and all that stuff, guys. Bye.
Shout out to African Superstar. I see the brother Go Black to Africa. He's in here. Shout out to him.
Y'all, links in the chat room. If you'd like to call in, click on that link.
Yeah, he doing his thing out there.
O'Shea, you want to get loud on somebody and get ghetto, or
I ain't got time for that shit.
All right, so let's see. All right,
they should have called me in 2019, man. Like for real.
Yeah. Right, so we'll take 2 more callers, then we'll go ahead and close out. Links in the chat room. Click on that link, and you can come in and add to the conversation. So O'Shea, when do you graduate from med school?
I graduated.
Oh, you graduated already?
Yeah, I finished all my classes.
Oh shit! Shout out to O'Shea. Congrats to O'Shea, y'all. Congrats to O'Shea for graduating from med school. I didn't know that. It's not a slow class. It's not a slow class. It's like a medium. It's like a medium class. Shout out to O'Shea. So what's next? So you graduate from med school.
Yeah.
Are you going back? You going to Uganda, or are you going back to Del Paso Heights?
Well, so my plans that I got going on, right? Some of them will have to be kept hidden for some of you Negroes who are haters. So I can't expose it because y'all try to stop me, but you can't. But I think like I'll tell you offline. But I'll tell you this: the things that we want to continue to do with the African agribusiness community, the things we want to do with some of the trainings that we want to work with, and where we can have impact. Trying to add value to the overall diaspora, adding value to what's currently going on with as governments. Because what I'm trying to do is this for right now. A lot of African governments have investment things they want to do, but the strategies are not being carried out on social media. So if you look at the Liberian Investment Authority and the Sierra Leone investment authorities, the things that they need, it's just a website, but it's not being carried out to the greater platforms. So what I want to do this year in Sierra Leone and some of the other countries, and like this palm oil industry, how does one get in? How does one get the training and understand the value chain of those industries? So so we want to be able to try to take the places that the African American community, diaspora community want to return to,
right,
and make it to make it live, like kind of like what Dr. Harnett does, but just on that. And I want to spend some time in Africa before I kind of go back to the other stuff that I want to do in my life. I'm gonna take about a year or 2 off in it.
Okay. So are you gonna since you graduate, are you gonna take your sit down and do residency and all? I mean, whatever you got to do.
Yeah. See, that has to be. We're gonna talk about that a little bit later. But yeah, those are because Negroes always want to hate.
All right, let's go ahead and get
Go Black.
Go Black. Go ahead, bro.
I was going to ask you about that residency there, O'Shea.
Man, I'm making more money now than 99% of doctors. So
Hey, keep doing what you do, brother.
Yeah. So
yeah, man. Yeah, liking what you do, brother, man. Hey, keep doing what you're doing, man. You're inspiration. I like to definitely and Prince.
What's
man,
up,
you didn't answer my email, man. I need some contacts for Sierra Leone. Be there next week.
I'm trying to think who.
Wow. See that light skin stuff he be doing? That's running backs for you. Thinking they better than everybody because they broke some tackles.
Yeah, exactly.
I have some contacts in Bo, and then I asked okay, I'll put something together for you.
Yeah, you can just send me something. They ain't got to be all a whole lot, whatever whatever you have.
Yeah.
How long are you gonna be there for?
I'm gonna be there 2 weeks.
Are you coming back to the States, or are you gonna be?
Then I go to Liberia. Then I leave Liberia. Then I go head out west, and I'll find my way back Tanzania probably around February. I'll be going about 10 months again.
Okay. You gonna come through to the UG?
Yeah, of course.
So we got a nice little setup. We glad to have you, man. If you come by,
almost definitely.
The stay would be how long the stay would be on us. You come through, we set you up.
Oh, you ain't said nothing then. Shoot, yeah, I'll be there.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, most definitely.
Let me know. You gonna be in Sierra Leone for two weeks, right?
2 weeks, and then I'll probably be in
when
Liberia.
When you leave Sierra, what date do you leave Sierra Leone?
The 24th.
Okay, we'll connect. I'll be there. We arrive on the 20th, so we'll connect.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, we'll connect. Yeah, we arrive on the 20th.
Well, how far is both from Freetown? Is it far?
Like 3 hours.
Oh, okay.
Likewise?
No, drive.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I don't.
Yeah, I don't. They don't have the local flights anymore. Sierra Leone. So it's like a 3.5 hour drive. So we're going to Bo on the 27th, but we arrive on the 20th, so we could definitely link up. Where are you staying when you go?
Oh man, what's the name of that spot?
Don't tell everybody right now because they crazy.
That's true.
Yeah, don't do that. Yeah,
I'll see you now. Thanks a lot, O'Shea. Good looking out. Yeah,
I
didn't even know the date I was coming because I'm trying to keep it under radar. But that's all good.
Right.
We'll be there. We'll be at the Radisson Blue. So I'll be. That's
where
I'll be at the Radisson Blue. That's where I'm at.
Okay.
So, but we'll link up in Sierra Leone. Like I said, we arrive on the 20th, the group. So, and I'll be there till like December 4th, and I'm headed to Senegal. So,
okay.
Are you gonna be the year return in Liberia?
You going to that?
No, they have what is it called? The return to diaspora?
I'm gonna try to go. To go.
But you're gonna be there, right?
Go Black.
Yeah, I think I'll be there long enough. Yeah, I think so.
So you probably need to contact Rena Reuter. Reuter,
I sent a message out to her.
Okay, I'll tell her. She's supposed to be on my show next week. But there's a lady I just interviewed from Liberia. I'll give you her contact too. She's gonna be there too.
Okay.
So you could look. I'll send your information when we get off.
Okay. Cool. Yeah, I got some contacts and stuff from a brother who typically I'll stay when I go to Ghana, and I'll be meeting him over there in Liberia. He got family there, so. But yeah, it'd be good to know some other contacts too as well. Yeah.
Okay.
Hey,
I'll make sure I tell Roy about you.
Dynast, I need for you to spit in the cup for me. I can get that DNA, man, so I can get that Sierra Leone, man. You know what I'm saying? I need to get that DNA, man, so I can get that citizenship.
Did you take it before the test?
Yeah, I've taken a test, man, but mine's over in Cameroon.
Oh, you don't have no Sierra Leone in you? Huh?
Nah. My wife does though. She has like 20% or something. We did several of them, man, from the different companies. We did.
You gotta do African ancestry. You gotta do African.
Yeah, African ancestry. Yeah. So we'll see. I got a couple of G's for the DNA, Dynast. All right.
Okay. I have nothing to do with that. That's between you and whoever.
I'm just being comical. Shay's a comedian, so I'm just trying to hold it down with him too.
Yeah.
Okay.
Brother, for a fee, brother, I can go ahead on and get that DNA tested for you, brother.
Yeah.
It'll come out like you want it.
There you go.
He is from South Sacramento, so he might be able to make that happen for you for a few hundred.
Exactly. Yeah.
All right, brother. We appreciate you coming on.
Appreciate it, man. Yeah, y'all have a good one, man. Be safe.
All right, for sure, yo.
Peace.
All right, last caller.
This might, it don't sound like it's going to end well, but let's see.
All right, Miss Chantel, go ahead.
Yes, it will end well. Greetings, Dynast and the panelists and everybody in the chat. Quick question. Last time I was on your show, you cut me off real quick. You got mad with me because I brought up the fact that it seemed that you were promoting just Black men abandoning Black American families to go to Africa. Are you now promoting family?
I've never promoted that. No,
okay.
No, come on.
So are you promoting families to go to Africa now?
When did I ever promote families not going to Africa?
Well, you never spoke about Black men bringing their families. I want to know, are you guys setting up something for us?
When did I ever say Black men should not bring their families to Africa?
No, I never said you said that. I said you only spoke to Black men about coming to Africa. So I'm asking you now, have that changed? Are you now promoting Black men to bring their families with them to Africa? Yeah. Can you set something up for us?
Who's us?
The families, the women and children and men.
Yeah, I do group tours. You're more than welcome to come, you and your family.
Okay, because a lot of times what I see is just Black American men and you congregating with them to come over there and do things like that. I never hear about the women and children.
O'Shea, can you take over from here, bro?
I don't have anything to do with this, brother. I love the Lord Jesus Christ. Amen.
Okay, can you just in the future, can you put something together for Black, like for me, I'm a single mother. Can you put something together for us?
How many kids do you have?
One.
Okay, you and your child, you're more than welcome to come on the tour in a couple weeks.
Yeah, you
guys. Where's your accent from? You don't mind me asking?
New Orleans. O'Shea, I've talked to you.
Okay, what's up, Cash Money?
Yeah.
Cash Money is on it.
I've talked to you plenty of times, O'Shea, Miss Chantel.
Okay, I kind of figured that was the end. No, I kind of figured it, but y'all know why. I mean, look, I'm about to come in the end, though, but I want to get shot though. But I love y'all though, for real. We gonna listen. I come through there. We gonna get a gumbo and a jambalaya. It's on me. Don't worry about it.
Okay. Okay, I'm gonna be peeking in Dynasty so I can hear something about what I can do, like where I can go with the child as a single mother in Africa and stuff.
Yeah, Dynasty set that up, brother. That's a good question.
Traveling to Africa when have I never promoted? When I have Chantel, do you want to come in 2 weeks? Do you want to bring your family in 2 weeks? Yes or no?
I would love to. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, hit me up offline and.
How do I do that? Like, where's the email? What do I do?
Yeah, where's the email, Dynast? You don't want to share it?
Here we go. It's in the chat room.
She got all day.
Emails in the chat room. So yeah, bring. You
gotta respect our Black women, brother.
Okay, yeah, and when I get over there, I might eventually like it and set something up for other sisters to bring their children.
Right.
Yeah, because there's a lot of us that want to leave too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I put my email in the chat, Miss Chantel. Hit me up and we'll.
Chantel. Okay, thank you. You guys have a lovely night.
Bye, boo. See, brother, you taking them calls, brother. I told you. You never know what you're gonna get.
All right, we got to end on a positive note. So, listen, one more.
I can tell because of the private chat. He said, "Are you gonna let me on or what, sir?" I'm like, "Oh."
We'll take.
Look at the private chat right there.
Mm-hmm. All right, we'll take one more caller. Okay, we'll take one more caller, man. I don't know. We'll take one more caller. All right, if you want to call in, like I said, we're gonna end on a positive note. One more caller, then I'm gonna let O'Shea go, get back to his schedule. His busy schedule. I know that.
Hey, your crowd used to hate me, man, back in the day. Remember that?
Oh, they couldn't stand you.
What changed, man? Is it?
I don't know. Maybe because maybe the Africa content.
No, man.
Maybe you ain't as ghetto as you was back in 2017.
Nah, man, they used to really hate me. Even African Superstar. I went over her channel one time. Damn, they was hating on me. But
a lot of our people can handle. A lot of our people can handle the truth anyway. So
yeah, man.
There's some brothers that because we ain't on that. The black woman is God, Queen.
Yeah, man.
We don't play that here. So
we gotta call it like it. It's a lot of people in our community that's dusty, and they got to be called out.
Yeah. If you dusty, you dusty, and we ain't.
We keep it real.
We call out the dustiness and all that stuff. So that's probably why. Mm-hmm. But there's a lot of them, brother. But here we go, O'Shea. A lot of we don't pander. There we go. We don't pander. Shout out to Shirley. Let me get Shirley who's on there. Sister Shirley, go ahead, Sister Shirley. Go ahead.
I had to come on here and defend my brother. I love my brother. I was like, okay, let me just turn my phone on real quick, my computer on real quick. And let's make this clear. Dynast has a different perspective of where American Black people should be. He has never said anti-woman. He's not an anti-woman type of brother. He's just not. I think he's getting a little slack. He's got O'Shea on here today. O'Shea, what you got your head down for, boy? How you doing, Mr. O'Shea?
Doing pretty good. How you doing?
Down for, boy. See, O'Shea beating up women, so you never know what might come out of O'Shea's mouth for today. But just to promote clarity, when we talk about the tours for Dynast, and Dynast is a real estate agent, I'm a real estate agent out of California, and we talk about the history of Blacks. A lot of Blacks are migrating back to the South or back to Africa. And we're talking about Black families. Why would we not be talking about Black families? He has a lot of Black men on here. And I think that's important that we have the alpha Black male, what you have before you, two amazing alpha black male who have different perspectives. I have a different perspective from both of them, but we have to look at the fact that black men need to lead, and let them lead. Let them lead, sisters. But we know we don't want the milky, sweet, limping kind of brothers. We don't need no A, B, C, D, E, F, G kind of brothers. I just, and if we're going to talk about black families, it starts with the black man and the black semen and the black penis and the black man. So yes, you're going to get black families that will be going to Africa. And if you watch his videos of when he went to Sierra Leone, and I have Sierra Leone on me, and when he went to Nigeria, he didn't have just men. It wasn't a group of men. It wasn't a men congregating. There were men and women congregating.
Not to cut you off, I'm going to show the majority of people come on my trips are women.
That's correct.
Yeah.
That's correct. So it's okay. I mean, there's a lot of the problem I have with a lot of this black YouTube, and I come in and out of different shows, is that there's a lot of hatred towards each other. So in defense of the sister, I know where she's coming from, because brothers start beating up a sister, and then we think all black men on these shows are beating up each other. And that's not the case here. It's just not the case. We're promoting an opportunity of a lifestyle on his channel that I get from him. Businesses, when he went to Africa and he went through that bar and he showed you places where you can stay, and it's an option of life. It's an option of citizenship. Who else is promoting options? We got Phil, we got Oshay talking about Africa all the time, and Prince Dynast. And I gotta respect that, even if I don't always agree with the terminologies or the political antics that go on in our community. We still, as a community, cannot continue to cut each other down to that extent. I support alpha black males who respect alpha black women. When they disrespect me, well, you're going to get Shaquita, and that's a whole nother person.
One social engineer. What high school?
Probably Florin.
Florin.
Or the bank.
Okay, she's from
Burbank.
Let me look at her.
Burbank, Luther Burbank.
Johnson. I'm saying Johnson. I'm looking at the glasses.
Luther Burbank. Johnson. She cute though, but she from Burbank though. She got that Burbank cuteness. Luther Burbank.
Miss Shirley, thank you for coming on, sister. Thank you.
No problem. Y'all stay straight, stay black.
Oh, she went to Laguna. Okay, Laguna. That was before when it was still nice. At our time, it was brand new. Remember, Laguna High School was brand new. At our time?
You know what? She is. She said
so
Laguna.
Okay, she got the Laguna look.
Laguna had.
Her parents got good credit. She got Laguna.
Yeah,
because there wasn't too many Negroes going. But let me just say this though, real quick. Though, I want to just build on what she was talking about, because here's the one thing I think people get confused about, like people like me. In the manosphere, for what we say, I'm really a big person. I'm not married or anything, but I am really big on the black family. I guess if you could say politically, I'm more a black community, but I'm more conservative. And let me just say this about going to Africa. A lot of black men, we have done our women a disservice by not making alliances with other men and other groups to strengthen our diasporas. That's something that we have failed to do, as African American men. And the thing about it is, if you see a lot of these other people, these other men, and we see them all the time in Africa, let's call them out: the Lebanese, the Chinese, the Indians. Well, what do you see these men do? These men go into different places and they make opportunities for their people, and for their women, and for their children. So their kids don't have to go to the white man for a summer job. A lot of us as African American men, we have complained about, okay, this is racism. We're not being treated unfairly. But we have not tried to establish things for our communities to strengthen the bond with other groups at the time. And so it starts with the men. Now, at first, are we going to be dusty when we're trying to do it? Sure, because we don't have all the resources. We don't have all the stuff. But as we keep building our relationships, as we understand the African perspective, the culture, as we understand the people, depending on what region of countries that we're in, we are trying to get into things that make it better for our women or for the communities. Because a lot of times, the things that you can do in Africa and build relationships and bring, things that are culturally beneficial, because there's things that, like I'm gonna say like this, in Uganda, when I go to Acacia Mall in Kampala, it's a family thing. You see all these people, you know, having fun with their family in there. You know, people are eating ice cream. It's a family thing. You don't see that in Black America. People go to the mall, one kid with his mom. You see the dad there. You see the mom there. You see everybody there. Shout out to East African dog, I know what that is. Building as a Black, as a community locally. They're all at KFC hanging out. But and we don't have that. We lost that. And it's our job as African American men to make situations better for our people. No, it's not good enough. The white man won't hold me back, ain't good enough. Every other group of men is going out, establishing situations for their, shout out to Brother Gabe A. They're establishing situations for their women. We do not do that for our people. And that's why we don't get no respect. So we can't be sitting here talking about the Black women don't respect me, the Black community don't respect me, and we don't do nothing for our people to give our people a better opportunity. All right, listen, like now, for example, if go back to Africa, come to Uganda. He'll get picked up. We take him right to the place he's gonna stay at. It'll be free. You know what I mean? He'll be able to go all through the country, and he ain't got to worry about it because I've already set that up there. You know what I mean? Just like similar for you. But we have to do that for our people to have a chance to do something. And a lot of African American men, we're not doing that. We don't go nowhere. We don't set up things for the people that we're supposed to be supporting. So she's right. And I mean, and that's what I believe. I believe that we're the ones that go in to different places and we set the standard on how things should be. And until we do that, we're not gonna get no respect. And there are a lot of Black men who want a lot of respect and don't want to do that.
George Mackey, go ahead, brother. Unmute yourself, George Mackey.
Yeah, can y'all hear me?
Yeah,
what's going on, brother?
What's going on, man? Hey, when they robbed you, did they steal your sandals, man? In South Africa.
Man, come on, man.
Hey,
that's what y'all were. You and Dynast. Y'all was the one that
hey, you know what though? Oshay, a couple years ago when Oshay was really embarking on that journey in Uganda, I told him, I told him, I said, man, you need to go to West Africa, man, and hook up with Dynast, man. I don't know about that East Africa shit. And he told me though, he said, no, man, this thing is untapped. It's like it's not what he's trying to do is nothing going on out there. And you know, he basically built it and established it. And you know, I always tell him, like, see him now actually traveling around Africa as like the same way you did, Dynast, as an African American. Like, you know, I want to see him hit West Africa now. You know, use some of the connections. You know, you Sacramento dudes, man, y'all actually showing something I always tell Oshay on the phone. I think that outside of his politics, you know, and a lot of shit he talked, Oshay is actually more pro-Black than most of these people here in America on YouTube.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, because the thing is, he actually goes to the continent. He works with Africans. He employs Africans. He's an African American from California that's traveling back and forth. He's actually living the aspect of what it would be to be pro-Black. All he got to do now is get the Black wife, and his disciples complete. So right. It's like but I like to see him do what you've been doing now in West Africa as far as with the King Ganda channel, to really blow that thing up. Because I used to always tell him, you know, Oshay got more personality than both of us. Like, you know, he can do he can do stand up. Oshay funny. So it's like, as an African American, him traveling to different countries in Africa and showing us the culture from an African American's perspective. I think that King Ganda channel can have 1 million subscribers easy with the way that he does content. You know, I want to see him in Senegal and you know, Nigeria, and you know, in places like where our ancestors come from now that he established a foothold, you know, in Africa. And he's done it not even being like a freedom fighter here in America. He was just a regular dude from California that just went out to Africa and said, fuck it.
Super regular.
Hey, what'd you say? I couldn't hear.
That's right.
He said I'm super regular. You had to throw that in there.
Super regular.
Yeah, just a regular dude. But I tell him all the time though, I salute him for that, because a lot of people come on, they talk a lot of shit, but they ain't never even been to Africa. You know, and then the thing is, you went to Uganda. Like, what the hell do Ugandans know about the African American plight? Like, you didn't go like to Liberia or Sierra Leone. You went way on the other side. You know, and I think for me, you dispelled a lot of myths. Because I'll be honest, you know, the art depiction of Africa. You know what I always say, like, man, do they smell funny when you go over there? Is it dirty? Is it? I mean, but I gotta be real though, because that's the way. That's what they put in our heads.
Right.
You know.
That's what I was saying. I was like, no, I mean, the girls don't be. Now it do be some brothers that be, you know, a little musty here and there, but the women, they never, you know, and we're gonna be real. But you know, but the women, women are just like clean like everybody anywhere else, you know.
Yeah, because they make you think it's a bunch of freaking hyenas running down the road or some shit. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? You know, but seeing you there in the clubs, you know, intermingling with different people, you actually made brothers like, instead of saying fuck it, instead of going to the Caribbean or Europe, fuck it, we might as well fly to Africa and shit. Like, you opened up that mind, because you was just a regular dude that talked shit from the block that went to fucking Africa and shit. Ain't too many people. When Dynast was doing it, you was doing. I remember arguing with you, Dynast, years ago on back and forth on YouTube before I even knew who you was. You was doing it before this black YouTube really exploded. Like, you've been doing it for a long time. Yeah, so a lot of people know Oshay, but Dynast probably inspired you to go do it.
Dynast did inspire me. It wasn't no probably to it. I wouldn't have went if it wasn't for him. Yeah, sure, that's the truth. Because he's from my city, I knew him, so like, yeah, I'm gonna go. He went, so let me try.
Yeah, and I started, but I remember Dynast. I remember you was in the car one day. I don't know if you was in Nigeria or Senegal, but I know you was in the car with this bad chick one time. It was like a cab or something, years back. And I was like, damn, niggas like that over there. Niggas like that in Africa. I remember, I don't know what country you was in, but it was like this light brown skin chick. Y'all was in the back seat talking. This was a couple years ago.
Might have been in Nigeria, right? That was.
It might have been Nigeria.
Yeah, I remember that.
Because Dynast was going to the damn villages, sitting down with the shamans and shit.
Right.
You know what I mean?
He loved Africa for real. He'd be out there in the village. I ain't there yet, but we're gonna see. You know, we're gonna see.
Dynast, do you ever get robbed?
No.
He ain't got nothing in the first place. What they gonna take? Can't take what you don't have. He ain't got nothing.
My sandals.
They ain't gonna steal those.
I got my sandals.
Yeah, but I just say, for me in closing, I think that what you've done, Oshay, though, for like a lot of other brothers is to show actual, like, you get dudes like Wody Maya and them, you know, they already from Africa and they travel and they build up an audience. Sometimes some of the Africans, they even get us people that watch them here in the States. You as an African American actually returning back to your roots with the type of content that you do, man, ain't no telling how many people you can employ and get people to want to actually go to Africa. You know what I mean? Where we get a different perception of Africa as opposed to what they show us here in America. Because like you used to always say, you get on them planes, so you see Chinese people and everybody else. We ain't thinking about going to no damn Africa, but now I am because of you.
Yeah. Thank you. Now hold on. You owe me a show tonight, nigga. I ain't you talk about 10 minutes. You be ready. Don't be brother. I'm brother. Because you supposed to call me earlier. So you keep doing that. So now let me just say this real quick, Dynast, before we leave. You know, I forgot how fun lives is. I know you ready to go. You ain't got nowhere to go no way because you ain't got no money. But yeah, you bro. But I just want to say, man, like the one thing is when I saw you going to Africa, when I met Wody Maya, because you know it was this whole thing, like, you see what he's doing? So like the question was, everybody asked me, like, do Africans like us? Do they want to work with us? And one of my good friends that I have, like, I cussed him out many times, right? Is Wody Maya. Like, me and Wody Maya are like really good friends. And Wody Maya is responsible. Like, if I didn't go to Kenya in 2018 in September, I wouldn't have what I have now. And when people talk about Africa, like, when you give African jobs, shit, Africa gave me a job. What you talking about? Like, you know what I mean? And a lot of times what we think is like, oh yeah, you know, you all Africa employing people. Africa employing me. You know what I'm saying? And that's how we have to look at it. Like, you know, it's not like, oh man, you're just doing so great things in Africa. I mean, I have one of the best teams. I won't even say in just in Uganda. We have one of the best production teams, probably in Black YouTube. You know, I've just been, you know, we've been blessed. We have, you know, very intelligent people. And the thing that we found out is that if we have Africans that have the resources to certain things, and if we just invested our time and talent into people, everything is just comes together. When I saw how Wodi Maya and Dr. Mubi ran their system, and I tell everybody, you need to go to Africa because you don't know who you can meet and your doors that be open to you. And their talent is just like ours, but unfortunately, Africa does suffer from a lot of nepotism, a lot of cronyism, and stuff like that. So the most talented guy is driving the Uber, you know, and or a boat, and that person is not, you know, helping the value chains of the continent get better. And the reality is that I'm not employing Africa. Africa employed me. But the thing is that the call is there. If you feel that God has called you to the diaspora or to the continent, are you going to answer the call? Whoever you believe in, if it's Allah, if it's whoever else. If you got to answer the call, answer the call. And I think when Africa called me, I answered. It's been hard.
Hey, I gotta say this to you though. What I always tell you on the phone, I disagree with you, and I'm gonna tell you why. And I want the people that's watching them to understand something. And I told you, we talked about this earlier today on the phone. As an African American man, and the way we're depicted around the world at times, you know, the way that they show us, you know, a lot of times we good for doing things but not owning shit. Like we're they look at us a certain way. They got certain names for us. You know, you as an entrepreneur, a businessman, you know, you went to Africa, bro, and you created something from nothing, and you actually got Africans who live off of what you created and started. You got a goddamn white boy in the Ukraine somewhere working for a black man in America. So just think about this, O'Shea, and everybody, all the black men that's listening. Mm-hmm. A lot of times people like to call us niggas or call us all kinds of names. Mm-hmm. If Dima is ever somewhere and he's around a group of white men and they calling us niggas, but he been working with you making more money than he's ever made. You think you think that he's at his young age, you think he's going to think of black men that way because of his experience with you?
No.
See, this is what it's about. You took what you're doing is reshaping the minds of people outside of the environments we come from. So now when they see the so-called nigga shit the way we're depicted, they made an O'Shea Duke Jackson or a Dynast. And they say, well, I don't know, because that's not my experiences with African American men.
Right.
This is the change. This is what pro-black is. This is the change that we need. And I always tell you that because, like I said, Dima's a white guy. Dima's employed by a black African American. He don't see African Americans as niggas. So we got to get our shit together, man, because you've already showed the model from a more modern era of a brother from the block that it could be done. And I don't think that you realize, I'm on the outside looking at what you're doing. Because you're the one that's doing it, I don't think that you really realize that. I can see it. Like, you know, you created something, you created something from nothing that can actually, if brothers begin to emulate and follow what you did, we can begin to change the whole perception, the way we're perceived as black men in America. By creating things and other people's lifestyle now is predicated on what we build. How can we be Akadas and niggas after that? Right. So that's the way I see that.
Brother Don, are you tired, huh, brother?
Preach.
Yeah. Brother, yeah, you ready to go, huh?
No, take your time, man. Take your time.
Yeah, let me just say, just real quick, and my own can't take it up. I thank you for saying that. But I think that you know, again, for people that want to get into the, you know, the continent, you know, and you feel like you want to go, go back to Africa. I remember when he wasn't even that big. And it's just the dedication to want to be patient to want to work with the people, because all of us want to be connected to the continent of our ancestors, and this takes time to get integrated like anything else. Nothing is going to give you anything. But I think that the thing is, as a group of people, as a group of men, what value do we add to people? It's one thing to be pro-Black. It's another thing to add value. I think a lot of times as Black people, and especially in the Black business world, the one thing I love about, I've never been to Atlanta, but one thing I like about Atlanta from what I've seen, especially with the, Slutty Vegan and places like that, these are Black businesses that want to compete on an international level. You go there?
I said ate there yesterday.
Okay, these are businesses that want to compete on the international level, and they're trying to compete with everybody. White, the Turkey Leg Hut in Houston. And the thing about us as Black men in Africa, the standard is so low. I hate to say that. I mean, I don't want to offend people, but we have a low standard. It's low in the African American world, and obviously with Africa, they're just coming into, many countries are brand new, so they're still developing stuff like that. But we have a low standard, and I think that what we feel as a group of Black men is that people are going to want to work with us because we're Black. Oh, I'm back in Africa. Roll out the stuff for me. Play the drums and shit. I'm back home. Leroy from Compton. You know what I mean? But the reality is that they don't care. They're not going to tell you that we don't care about that. But you have to give people a reason to want to work with you. And some people that's coming from America going back to Africa, whatever country that is, there are some things that maybe you need to go and develop before you come back. I lost the business before almost. Me and Jonita, I lost all the employees because of me. And there's some soft skills I needed to improve in. There were some organizational skills we needed to improve in to make things better, to require more talent. There are some things that we have to leave and come back sometimes, and leave and come back sometimes, and leave and come back sometimes, and then look at how we're doing and look how we're progressing and leave and come back. I think that a lot of people need to look at certain things of what you need to be able to do to enter the market to what you're going to do when you get there. And there's a lot of planning for the continent, and there's a lot of planning and meeting people. There's a lot of planning on who, like, for example, you get emails all the time. I was talking about this earlier when I called you on the phone.
Right.
You get calls all the time for people. Yeah, brother, I know this person. I know that person. Yeah, if we do such and such, and that happens all the time in Africa. More so than Black America, because you hear it in Black America too, right? Oh, I know this person, but in Africa happens all the time. And because you knew there and you don't really know nobody, like, oh, you know this person? Yeah. But that person might not have anything to offer you. So what we have to do as a community is want to compete more in the local communities and international standard. When we want to work with the African community, what do we have to offer them outside of being Black? We got to stop looking at, okay, I'm pro-Black and we should work together. No, what is the value that you're bringing? People want to support Slutty Vegan because Slutty Vegan is good. The Turkey Leg Hut in Houston is good, And if we want Black people to support us, we have to be good. And the men have to raise, a lot of times in those standards, we have to raise those standards that people want to support us. The women want to support us. The communities want to support us. And that's what we need to do. We need to keep striving for that level because our people deserve the best. And that's what we're having that problem. We want to come to Africa. I hate to say this, but I'm going to say it. We want to come to Africa hella dusty. We want to be, I say it a lot. That's why. Can I say this?
Honestly, I'm gonna keep it real. Oh, shit,
keep it real. We're gonna keep it real. We from Sac. It's the Heights.
People come to Africa with $2 and a Pan-African dream.
Come on. You dusty. You dumb. Some people. You don't know what you're talking about. You want to save Africa on $30 in a malt liquor. $2. You don't know what you're gonna do there, and basically because you don't like the white man anymore, you're gonna come and move your whole entire family over there, and then all y'all gonna starve. And that's not. I see that a lot, and this is the reason why I tell y'all don't call me. This is why I don't consult nobody, because when you come to Uganda, I don't want you calling me. I just don't. I don't have time. There's other brothers you can call. I don't do no tours because I don't want to run into some of y'all that's thinking like that because you're going to mess my stuff up.
Not to cut you off before I forget. Pan-Africanism without a check is Pan-Africanism in vain. I'm sorry.
Right. And the thing about it is this, with everybody in the Black world, we have to respect our people to give them a reason. Thank you, Ingrid, to deal with us. We can't forget that. We have to raise our quality of whatever we're doing for the Black dollar, for Black collaborations, for the Black business world. You know, some of y'all have good skills at being the middleman. There's a lot of stuff right now. I was talking to Sister Word Ure. She's a miracle Liberian. I would try to get her on. And she said that right now her company that she has is so much demand that she didn't even want me, like, don't promote my business on your show, because for the consoles that we can have for Liberia right now, we just can't service them because we have that much demand for what we do. So there is opportunity. There's people that need to come up with, like, for example, who are these brothers in Nigeria? Agro partnerships. There's these brothers from Nigeria, and they also have piggy vest where you can invest. It's kind of like the Nigerian version of like something like Fidelity or Vanguard. And agro partnerships is an agricultural thing that you can invest in agriculture and then you get the returns 9 months later. Every time agro partnerships on the site is sold out, you can't get it. It's always sold out. So you need people that might set up, certain things for the middleman to, like, if you're not a farmer, but you might be able to have a company that creates farming training videos, and you might be the sales and marketing person for that. That kind of stuff is available there, and we need those people to play those roles, but we need those people to develop those relationships with people too. We all have to play our part, but it has to be at the international standard. Like your website can't be crashing and shit, or the payment site can't be not working. You know what I mean? Like, we all need that, because just because we're Pan-African or it's not good enough. The standard of quality has to be on the international market. We're not doing, we're not dusting Africa up and just we coming over here. We got $5,000 or $4,000. That's all we have. No, like that kind of stuff. We don't need. We need to come. If we come to Africa with that means in our communities we didn't have nothing to offer our own people. So we need to have something to offer our own people in the Black community as a whole. The global Black community have something to offer. If you don't have them to offer, go find something to get it. Study. African American must have time. Yeah, me too. So especially Dynast. But we need to have something to offer our people. And that's the thing. We feel like we go to Africa like we're entitled. No. What do you have to offer people? That makes the connection. So, okay, now I have a reason to support you because you're Black and you're good and you give me good service. And until we get that, we're not going to get nowhere. But we have too many people wanting to be dusty and want you to support them because they're Black. And that's no. We have to make our alliances greater. If we want, and let me just say this. We have certain people lobbying for citizenship based on genetics. I get it. I know Sierra Leone has adopted it. But we need to be able to offer anybody in the Black community something. What do we bring to the table as a group besides our complaints? And until we do that, we ain't gonna get nowhere. Right. We're gonna be hella dusty, crying, weaving and sailing up, like I always say on my main channel. And we gotta stop that, man. It's pathetic. And then you complain about the Lebanese and the Chinese. The thing about the Chinese, when they come to Uganda, Chin Electric and those companies, they bring all their shit with them. So let me tell you this, right, Dynast? Okay, I was in Kibera Country Club, me and SPK Lifestyle. And SPK Lifestyle was asking, why is the membership so high for the gym? It's like $300 a month. So the dude that has the membership, he says, well, if one of these machines break, nobody can fix it. We have to fly a technician out from South Africa to fix this machine. Imagine that. So they have machines that they can't even repair in Uganda with 50 million people. Imagine that happening in Poland, or imagine that happening in the Netherlands, because it wouldn't happen, right? Because the skill set is there. So I want brothers. Kevin called me. I talked to him a little bit. So I want brothers and people to understand that, in places like Uganda and places like that, we got to bring the skill sets. We got to bring the things that the Chinese bring their equipment. African Americans just bring their cell phones, and that's it. What do you expect? The Lebanese bring their equipment. They bring the people that can fix the equipment. So let's say if a Chinese person establishes a manufacturing plant in Uganda, they bring all the equipment, and then when the equipment goes down, they bring the person that can fix the equipment, and then they train people how to train the equipment on how to fix it. Black people in America bring a dream, some sandals, and an iPhone. That's it. You don't bring you from America, but you don't bring no technology. You don't bring your systems. You don't bring how to do anything. So how are you going to compete with these people? You have no chance. The Chinese bring everything with them. The Lebanese bring everything with them. Everything. The Indians bring everything. We don't bring them but our opinions. Usually.
Go ahead,
everything that you're saying is right on the money. One of the things I always say, and I'm going to support Oshay, everything that he's saying is right on the money. You've got to find the pain of the problem. If you find the pain of the problem, then you can create a solution to have something to offer. If you go to Africa and say, well, I don't know what I can do, well, I can just cook, then create a soul food restaurant in Africa. American soul food is different than African soul food. You have to have something to leverage across the table. You don't approach the continent or anyone of power or anyone in a group that has brought something to the table and then sit back and say, I'm black, give me something. That don't work anywhere. So you got to understand where O'Shea's coming from. If you're going to go to these countries, and he's put the time and the effort, he's won, he's lost, he's won, he's made mistakes, but he's a boxer. He's a boxer, and that's how boxers move. They weave and they wive and they make it happen.
Thank you, Miss Shirley. And so, O'Shay, we'll go ahead and close out, brother, unless you got more time. O'Shay, it's up to you.
Can I say one more thing, and then I'm going to let O'Shay clean out? I was going to say one more thing to O'Shay. O'Shay, I appreciate everything that you said today and what you bring to the table. I hope more people take you more seriously. They see the comedic side, but there is a very strong business side of you that bring value to the table. Let that rise in you. Let people see that in you so it's more balanced. And it's not just about the black man, but it is about the black family. On my last YouTube show, if you guys want to go back, you'll see me and Tariq. Tariq talked about executive orders in order to get money for black people. Other people are coming in this country and they're leveraging against us, finances, right? Leveraging. If you want to learn more about that, watch my show that I did recently, because in order for us to move forward, we can leverage Africa for our advancement here in America. And then African can leverage African people, and Africa can leverage us here socially and politically. But until we understand what leverage is and what balance is when it comes to bringing something to the table, that's what O'Shay is saying. Don't disrespect someone or any man. When you come to a house, you bring a bottle of wine. When you come to a family member's house, you might bring a cooked meal. This is the same way when it comes to business and understanding how to interact with people of power, especially when you're talking about from a continent side of view. So please watch my last show. I talk about leverage. I show you how the Latinos have credit unions. They have banks. They have other families that go through the EB-5 visas. This government is not working in our best interest. And until we all unite and speak against immigration and the manner it's been destroying us, we will not move forward. Thank you for your time, gentlemen. God bless you.
Anytime, Miss Suzar. Anytime. Yeah. O'Shay, you want to take one more caller?
It's
up to you.
Yeah. It's fine.
Okay. Here we go. Romy Peso, go ahead. You're back on. Go ahead.
Yeah, I want to say one thing. Of course, I'm in Africa as well. It's easier said than done when we're talking about people migrating back to Africa. We got to understand something, that there's an infrastructure in place, which is their governments, that's really holding these people back. We can talk about Uganda. There's a lot of smart people in Uganda.
Hold on, let me stop you, Romy. Are you the dude that slapped somebody on camera?
Huh? Am I that guy? Yeah, I slapped somebody, unfortunately.
Okay, go ahead. I'm like, right. Are you still in Uganda?
I'm in Uganda, Kenya, Ethiopia. I'm all over East Africa.
Even after you slapped, dude, why'd you slap the man, bro?
Let him say what he gonna say, man.
Go ahead.
Let me get this point out first, and then we ask you why that. Go ahead, Romy.
Go ahead.
Well, I will say this, like I said once before. I think O'Shay said about the guy not being able to repair the equipment in Kibera, and I've been there many of times as well. Like I said once before, there are a lot of intelligent people here, but unfortunately, in particular, the Ugandan government and most African governments, those are the people that's really holding these people back. We don't like to talk politics, unfortunately, it is about politics. And a lot of these countries, there's so much potential and opportunity there, so much human capital there. But unfortunately, it's being stymied by the governments because the government, they have all the guns, they make all the rules, they control all the borders, they control all the deals. So even if you do come to Uganda with great ideas, a lot of times you have to go through the government. I know many of people that have tried to come here and try to start businesses, and they have had to bribe people, or the bribe was too high and they had to leave. So we got to understand that as well. When we get these people excited, hyped up, and going into these countries to do business, we got to be honest with them, because there's going to be a lot of red tape a lot of times as well. Because their people in Africa is just as smart as us, just as ambitious as us. They want to do the same things that we're doing. But why? You got to ask yourself, why haven't they been able to do it?
Mm-hmm. You want to tackle that?
No, go ahead, Oshay.
Unfortunately, I've seen exactly what he's. I think let's just be honest. We've all seen that.
Mm-hmm.
I stay away from political talk, for reasons that are known. Right? I show my face, and people know a lot, so I don't talk about what goes on in governments. But there was an economist that talked about corruption in Africa,
mm-hmm.
and he equated it to a glass that has holes in it, and no matter how much water you pour into that glass, it's going to go through it. It's estimated that the money that Africa receives in aid, 300%. So if Africa receives $200 billion in aid a year, mm-hmm. somebody is stealing $600 billion of aid a year. Okay. And unfortunately, the problem with Africa, you talk about these economies that are growing 7, 8, 9%. What's happening in most African countries outside of, I would think, like Botswana or Rwanda, is what you're seeing is the GDP is growing, but economic development is staying the same or worse. Right. Look at Equatorial Guinea. Equatorial Guinea's GDP is on par with that of Portugal, but most people are living on the dollar a day. So that's a big problem for, when you look at the African Union, talk about the African Free Trade Agreement. Well, if the roads are not connecting and you got to bribe at the road to get goods in and services in, it's a problem. That is a problem that Africa has. And most leaders that want to come into Africa and take over a country, if you're not down with the corruption, your life is on the line. I mean, I was listening to a focus on Liberia. I listened to a lot of political, like the Channels television from Nigeria. I listened to that, a lot of these political guys. And one guy called out the government, something like, and he said, oh, he got poisoned with carbon dioxide later. So there's a price to pay for if you miss the wrong guy. And unfortunately, that corruption is going to be there. It is a part of the lifestyle. So, and I get that. And that's something I think that people that want to do things in the continent, you have to understand. And it's not just corruption is just there on the government. It's just people have adopted it. Not everybody, but a lot of people have adopted it as a way of life to survive. That's something that people have to deal with. I've had to deal with it myself. But I think that what we are seeing in cases like I was saying, like Uganda, certain infrastructures are getting better, not fast enough. But he's right. The GDP is not the people who are getting the growth in most African countries. The literacy rates are not increasing as much. You don't see the human development index. The healthcare system is not getting as good. Like, let's say for Rhoda, she had to fly from Liberia to Ghana to go get treatment. But you could say the economy is growing at 7 or 8%, but only a few people are feeling that. That is a problem. That I can't argue that. That's a big problem. Economic development is needed. Even Liberia. I saw the show that you did years ago about the American-Liberian story. The problem with William Tubman's government, when they had the open door policy in the 50s and 60s, the government got 800% in tax revenues in comparison to CDB King's government from 1930 to 44. But there was no economic development. They stayed in the iron ore. They stayed in the rubber tree planting and stuff. And those were the only two economies. So by the time William Tolbert came and got the presidency, then you had that economy. People wanted change. And that and his policies against, obviously Palestine got him killed because there was no economic development. Only a few were feeding that money. Roads were outside of Monrovia were not paved. There was not more money going into different institutions, the healthcare system. And a lot of times I know you say this, well, the American Liberians, ever since, we've been out of Liberia, it's been it's been hell. But shit, we wasn't doing that much better either, because you had economists in the 60s that were saying,
I disagree.
Let me tell you this. It was doing better, but the thing about you have economists that in the 60s, Liberia had a GDP on par with Japan. In 79 and 80, when William Tolbert was assassinated in April, because he was on his way to Mugabe's inauguration, Liberia had a GDP on par with Egypt. But you didn't see any economic development. You didn't see things getting better as far as the economy. Look at how Japan has taken off. Now, obviously, they have more problems because the literacy rate was bad. But the thing about Africa is the economic development isn't there as much as it needs to be. Somebody's stealing the money. Go ahead.
And we have to, we really, and like I said, I don't want to turn this into a political issue or a politic thing, but we really, really, truly have to look not only at the leaders, but we also have to look at this word, quote unquote, independence. These countries are not independent. Cote d'Ivoire, the #1 producer of cocoa. Why aren't they the leader in chocolate producing? A lot of these countries with their own natural resources, but yet they have to fly the stuff over to one of these Western European countries to get it processed. That doesn't make any sense. Just sticking with any of these countries. There's so much human capital. Human capital is very, very important. There's so many people in these countries. You cannot tell me that there's not the next Bill Gates. There's not the next Jeff Bezos. There's so much opportunity there, but these guys are being held back. And we have to really talk about who's really holding these people back. And like I said once before, Africa, sub-Saharan Africa, we all know that they have some of the richest resources on the planet, but yet there's no manufacturing processes for any of those resources. The governments are stealing it and stealing the money, but yet the government is not stealing the money without the how can I say, the approval of its colonial master. And we have to understand that these countries are not doing bad because they just have bad luck. There's a reason why these countries aren't progressing, and we have to really address those, because you're not going to be able, until you are able to address those issues and get those out the way, you'll never see true development in these countries. It doesn't make sense for these Western European countries to be modernized, and right here in Uganda, they're just getting street lights. They're just getting traffic lights. They're just getting signs. I mean, in some of these areas, they don't even have addresses. They don't really even have a postal system here. I mean, just simple stuff that you would think you wouldn't even think about when you go to America. I mean, just simple. I mean, something that a child could develop, that could come up with, and you have to ask yourself, why is it not here? It's a reason.
All right, cool. Yeah, what we'll do, we'll go ahead and close out. Mr. Oshay Duke Jackson, man, thank you so much for joining us. Anything else you'd like to share in closing? And where can people find you?
Yeah, so you can find me. I have my main channel, Oshay Duke Jackson. I have the King Ganda channel, which is where I actually enjoy that one a little bit more because it's more difficult to do the things that we do there. But I just want to thank you, man. It was fun. You hit me up on you're my boy, so I tried to help you out because you play running back in college. So a lot of brain contusions you had, brother. So I wanted to come by and bless you. But I really thank you, man, for inviting me over. Shout out to all the people that came on and talked, brother Rami, George, you know, a lot of people. I really love you guys. You know, brother Go Black. I hope to see him in Uganda as well when he comes through. And yeah, if we can help anybody, you know, give us tips what we can do to improve. And you know, it's a lot of problems in the Black world. But again, the only thing that you can hope is that eventually, hopefully, at certain points, with the things that the private sector can do can make things better. And there's a lot of talent in the continent. It's a lot of smart people, some of the brightest people that I've ever seen, some of the richest people. Let me say this too. For those people who think like they ain't got no rich people in Africa, like some of the most balling out of control people I've seen in Uganda, like stupidly, Tanzania. Just I was in Diamond Trust Bank when I was there. And you know, just one dude came in. He ain't even say nothing. They just like said something in Luganda, and the dude just come out with all kind of money and just walk off. Like people that make, like we go to forums all the time in Uganda, and then we see like this dude has 500 cows, and this cow is $3,000 a piece. You know what I'm saying? And you would never know who that guy is. So it's a lot of people getting money. A lot of people doing a lot of stuff. So you might think that you got some money. I remember one time I was in Dar es Salaam. I was in was it Makuni, whatever it was, and I thought I had about 5,000 British pounds, brother. I thought I was balling, and then the short black brother came through there. He left with about $500,000. I'll never forget that story. And he had some Maasai warriors with him, and he was out, and he just drove off by himself. So some of the richest people that I've ever seen cash money.
He went into a bank and walked out with $500,000.
He was at a Forex. But I've seen people walk out with a lot of money before.
Right.
In Africa, some of the people I've seen with the most like liquid cash ever in my life. I would say the people that pound per pound the most money I've ever seen, I've seen them on the continent.
Right.
The people who just had the most stupid amount of land and wealth and businesses and everything, I've never seen rich people like I've seen in Uganda or in Africa. Like somebody who have like 1,500 acres. Or just, you know, I was with Wode Mai in Kenya, and it was a Chinese lady. Her daughter's international school was like $30,000 a year, which was more than my medical school in Poland.
Right.
Like, so people live in crazy lives that do it. You know what I mean? I've seen it physically. Like, damn, you know what I mean? So
everyone, thank you so much for joining. Like, share, and subscribe. Until next time, family, Dynast Amir, search for Huru. Peace.